These are 6 of my favorite TrX Rehab exercises. First one is TrX assisted squats. Drop down as far as you can into the movement while sitting your hips back and maintaining an upright position of the spine. It might feel good to jog the movement back and forth, so kind of bounce into the movement at the end range to help with getting comfortable through the knees and hips. Next is the Sumo Squats, so a very similar version to the squat. With this one, you bring your knees wider apart and turn your toes out so that your toe angle matches what's happening at the knees and the hips. Here you're dropping down further into the movement and really feeling the inner thighs or adductor muscles working. That inner stretch is where we get a lot of power during the squat. Third is going to be our Curtsy Lunges. This works on some single leg balance and it challenges the hip on the side that you're loading to. So as I go into the right side here, I'm really sitting back into the hip. If you sit more forward into it, you might feel symptoms through the knee. So as you sit the weight back and really load through the hip, that kind of matches a side-to-side skater movement. Third is a hip hinge movement where you're using the TrX to help drop the body forward as you sit back through the hips. You can see the knee angle doesn't change much here, so the body comes forward as the hips go backwards. And that loads through the hamstrings and you feel a stretch or you feel some active mobility happening through the hamstrings. With this one, you'll maintain that neutral or sort of concave position of the lumbar spine. The fifth movement is single leg deadlifts, and where you can use the TrX for some arm support or arm stability. With this one, I'm kicking the left leg back here, and as the left leg goes back, I'm really loading into the right hip, so making sure that I'm maintaining a neutral pelvis position. What I look for is alignment of the hip, knee, and ankle, so the knee staying in line with the second and third toe as you're driving forward. Adding the added march will give you a little more glute activation through a bigger range of motion. And then lastly, I love the side-to-side lunges. The key here is having toes forward and then loading into that hip. With the toes forward, this is going to maintain hip internal rotation. And being able to load into hip internal rotation is hugely important. Oftentimes people lose that, and because of that, they end up with different problems in their knees and or around the SI joint and low back. So with the side-to-side lunge, making sure that you're getting the stretch on the lengthening side through the adductor muscles and then loading back into the glute on the side that you're moving towards is hugely important.